Welcome to a super pod. This is not your normal, regular podcast today.
No.
My name is Jerry Jimenez. Welcome in. I say that on behalf of a guest that I'll be bringing in here shortly. Steve, what's going on, man? You still in Arizona, dude?
I'm back in Arizona. So I came home on Friday and I volunteered with Drew and got my second COVID shot. I was okay, and then down for the count, and then okay Sunday morning, and then down for the count on Sunday, and then back to Arizona.
I see that you have a scarf.
Back soon.
That's a neat scarf wall thing that you have going on back there, so that's cool.
Yes, I had to bring my bit of locals to Arizona for this week. I had to set the tempo right.
Nice, I like it.
But I brought a pad of new stickers, and I am surely sticking them all over Phoenix. I'll tell you that.
No one heard that. Drew, what's going on, dude? Your audio okay now?
I'm not committing graffiti. No, I can hear you. Yeah, I just couldn't hear you. So it's funny. I could hear like Tony clicking. By the way, we have people waiting in the wings here, but I could hear people clicking, and I could hear like one person, but I couldn't hear the rest of you. So you'd all be talking and like ha 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 ha, and I wouldn't hear anything.
So now we know if you guys
60 seconds before the show.
If you're joining us right now and you hear clicking, it's probably going to be two balls and a mic. We're gonna start bringing everybody in because they are waiting right now. They're probably just like wondering, like, when are they going to bring us in? So let's go.
I fix that. I could pour myself a drink here.
Yeah.
Bring them on.
This is going to be fun, guys. This is going to be fun.
I hope so. This is already a mess. The three of us. Let's bring everybody on. First and foremost, let's bring on our friends and family over at Fairweather. We have Marissa and Ellen. What's up? How are you?
Hello.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I always forget to bring it. I always forget to bring it up, so I just do it with my mouth because I don't want to get my phone out.
Oh, that's right. I remember you usually do it on your phone. That's awesome. I could do that. That way I can add more sounds to this board because I'm running out of space. But also we have, like we said, two balls and a mic. What's up, guys?
How's it going?
What's up, man? Scarf chain.
Scarf chain.
Nice. Hold on. We got to see that. Do that again.
It really works loud and proud.
I like it.
Instead of scarves up this season, it's going to be scarf chains up.
Oh,
We were
look at that.
doing
Everybody's
that yesterday. People were whipping around scarf
Not
chains. They didn't bring their scarf.
That's awesome.
Lighter at a concert.
I'm not sure you can. Yeah, you can't quite do it with the scarf chain, but all right. We also have none other than our good friend, and I threw on the Mexican Soccer Show logo, but he's all over the place. Mr. Cesar Hernandez, what's up, dude?
Hey guys, I guess my loyal podcast is basically my Twitter account where I talk about stats and highlights that I find interesting. But yeah, everyone, glad to be here. Glad to have an excuse to have a beer and just talk soccer, talk loyal.
But before we do that, let's talk about your flow.
My flow? What do you mean my flow?
What's your hair?
Yeah.
This.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited for segment number 5 that we have here that Jared wrote down, where I cut it live. Or are we no longer doing that? Are we no longer doing that?
I guess they pulled out.
Work,
So you can still cut it, but it's not going to charity, man.
It depends if we have enough time. We might get to it. And of course, saved the best for last. Come on, you guys. Welcome in, Mr. Jordan Caruth. What's going on, Jordan?
I will shave my head in Phoenix if we win this Friday. How about that?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Does that work? I'm joking. I will not do that. I'm not going to.
No,
man.
I'm going to pull that soundbite. I'm going to pull it.
I'm expecting you to. Hi, everybody.
Wow, this is a packed house. Look at this. I love this. We already have so many people here commenting his messages. Actually, Abel, we are on YouTube, sir. He's watching us on what used to be Periscope, I guess, on Twitter. We're trying something new today. We're also on Twitter, just so we can get some more eyes and stuff. But yeah, excited to have you guys on. Welcome in, everybody. Everybody's drinking something, right? I'm having a beer. Everybody have a drink? Are we sober?
I am not drinking beer, but I am drinking alcohol.
Well, cheers to you guys. We're gonna keep it easy today.
Salud.
Cheers. Salud to everybody here.
Cheers.
We're going to talk some San Diego Loyal today. We're going to talk about a few other things going on as much as possible, right? Not quite the I would say not quite the preseason that we would have wanted, as far as bringing us in and for us to actually see what our squad looks like and feels like and what to expect this coming Friday. But we'll get there. We'll talk about that. It should be interesting. It's almost time, guys. It's almost time. We're almost there. So the way that I want to start this is really easy. Let's go around and talk about our favorite moment from 2020 season, not March 7th, because that is the easy out for everybody. So we're not going to talk about March 7th. I want to start with the last person we brought in, since he was so patient with us. Jordan, hit us with your favorite memory from the 2020 season.
Favorite memory probably is when the calendar turned to September and August was put to rest.
Yes.
And hopefully we never have to experience an August in 2020 ever again. Hopefully that's just removed forever. Basically, my favorite memory is when we got a new wave of players that brought offense to the team and put us in position to make the playoffs towards the end. That was pretty much my favorite moment. When I realized that the club wasn't just going to settle for how things were going, and they decided to go out and make some changes, and they were aggressive. And I know that there were other teams interested in the players that they got. So it showed me a little bit of something. So I think that was my favorite moment, because I think it showed me more than just something from 2020. I think it kind of gave us an indication of some things to come.
Love that. Caesar, let's go with you.
Yeah.
Right next to him.
What comes to mind for me is something that's really basic, and it might kind of be a dumb answer, but it was fun just seeing an actual team on the field. I mean, I know this goes back to early 2020, and obviously things have changed significantly since then. But, it seemed like after weeks and months and years, honestly, if we're including Soccer City as well, because of the obvious connection there, I mean, it seemed like we were waiting years and years to see something on the field. And it was really cool to, I guess it's one thing to talk about what could happen with the soccer team, and it's one thing to really hype up the idea of a team. And it's another thing to see something so tangible, So I think what was the most exciting moment for me was literally seeing the team on the field. I know there was a long break, but it was definitely the highlight. It was just seeing it actually come to fruition, seeing it actually be there, not just an idea or a concept or a name, but just an actual soccer team.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
Marissa, your turn.
Oh, I almost forgot to unmute myself. My favorite moment was the hat trick at Phoenix. I think Jordan talked about it. Late September. We started scoring some goals, and if you guys have seen our little image, more goals, please. So that was definitely a highlight, because it was definitely a turning point. And that's my favorite moment of 2021, 2020, whatever year we're in. I don't care.
Yeah, seriously. I think that's how we all feel. Like, wait, what year is this still?
Yeah.
Still March 2020?
Yeah.
Ellen, do you have a moment?
Yeah, my favorite moment was probably September 13th when Orange County came into town and San Diego put a hurting to them 2-0, and it felt like a playoff match. It was so intense. You can feel how much different the team was. And that kind of speaks to what Jordan was talking about, where you can just feel that the team was different, and you heard it and you saw it, and it was so exciting to watch that happen. And I was fortunate enough to be able to watch that live, and I still get chills thinking about how intense that game was. And that was that weekend before they went to Phoenix and beat them 3-2. It made me believe that playoff soccer is possible for Loyal.
Nice. Two balls.
For me, it would have to be the match against Real Monarchs, because that was a game where the team was not expected to win against the defending champs, and they ended up getting the 1-0 win. We did get some help from the ref, but honestly, that win, we take it, and to me, it was one of the best moments of the season.
I mean, I have to preface this by saying, I was fortunate and just very lucky to have been able to see San Diego Loyal on the field and in an intimate way. And so even then, if it meant explaining very loudly so the fourth official can hear how something wasn't a penalty, and then it got reversed, and then I kind of celebrated and air high five with Marissa. It's those little moments that, in a time where, there's so many important things happening, much more important than sport. I was able to not take any second of the last season for granted. So it's very, very difficult to pinpoint one, but I think, it's just being able to experience and be thankful for the sport that's, been with me my entire life, and to have it here in San Diego is just amazing.
Talking about pinpointing, I have to pinpoint this right here. You guys have look at this. How professional this looks. Like they have a frame.
They're, insurrectioning the graphics over here.
Dude, we have to, right? We have to keep up with the big dogs, right? I mean,
goodness, dude, so good. Drew, do you have a moment?
Let's talk about it was the game, right? But just the feeling you had walking out of that Phoenix game where we won, and wasn't cut short in Phoenix, because you felt like anything was possible. You felt like we could make the playoffs. You felt like we could be there. So it wasn't so much even what you had during the game. It was that feeling the week after where it was like, hey, we could do this. We can almost get there. And then you run into the buzzsaw of that LA Galaxy game. But up until then, that's what made that moment at LA Galaxy, and then that other moment against Phoenix so much bigger was the stakes, right? The idea that we were in such an upward trend in that feeling. But the other moment that was also interesting was that Orange County match, which actually kicked off that bad string of matches. Was, hey, and it got worse after that, where August just was terrible. But that Orange County match, it was a terrible feeling, but that moment was great in the sense of right after that game, after Laney kicked the boards, we're all pissed off, and just everybody's texting each other and just being like, what the hell is this? But we cared so much. We had a history now. We had a team, and we had an actual shared fabric of mutual caring versus, hey, this is just a fun project in a box. The other fun feeling or moment, so I have 3 moments, but since I shared Marissa's, I'm going to give you a unique good moment.
Yeah, I said one moment, Drew. Come on.
Moment. Fine. The Real moment was nice coming back from the break. That was the other thing that I thought of. That was kind of a highlight in my mind of the whole season, was that feeling of winning there felt pretty good.
All right, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure the favorite moment is appropriate here, but I'm gonna take the leap and say my favorite moment of last season was off the field. Was how the season ended. Obviously, it's not a happy thing, but the stance that the club took, it really showed the true colors, and that meant more to me than anything that happened on the field last year. It's easy to say, we got to see them for one preseason game, but what they showed in that last match made me carried me through the off season and fueled my fire coming into this season so much better, because really it's been a year and a month since we've seen them play live. It's easy to let that kind of fire fizzle and go oh, this is exciting kind of, but whatever. But when you have a club that represents your city and stands for your ideals and values, that means something to me personally, and it means something to everybody here. So I think that's kind of my favorite moment. It's hard to call it a favorite moment because of what Elijah and Colin went through, but that stands out to me from last season.
Yeah. Part of this, I know that you guys were going to take all of my answers, but I have to pick a game just to keep it a little bit tighter here. So I would have to say Phoenix, the 3-2 game. I mean, we're looking at a game where hat trick by Rubio, and it was 3 minutes, then 10 minutes in, he scores another one, and then in stoppage time of the first half, he scores the third one. We go into 3-1. There's already 4 yellow cards, I think, on the team. It just, Grant Stoneman finally gets 2 yellows and a red on that game, right? In the 97th minute or whatever. And it was just such a crazy match. And I think by the end of it, we're just oh my gosh, what is going on? What is this? Ended up being 3-2, and it just, I remember that match. It just sticks out as one of those very interesting, times in 2020. So, all right, cool. And if also, very good point here in our notes. I think, who added that? Marissa? Thank you for that. If it was you, I'm not sure who did. It wasn't you? I don't know who it was. Okay, well, whoever it was, thank you. It says, watch the Forever Loyal doc. So this is a perfect point. Oh, thanks,
I did something right.
Yeah. So watch the Forever Loyal documentary, which today is on episode 5. It just aired today, and go to YouTube. It's free, and then it's a total of 8 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. Shout out to Soccer Shorts, to Big Pine Digital, our good friend over there. John Cross is doing fantastic work. So if you want to hear or see and find out how the locals became what the locals are now, go and check that out. It's super awesome. So
that was like a lot of my favorite moments, but us telling you about my favorite moments. So it's nice. It's nice to watch. Check it out.
Yeah.
I will say the upcoming episodes are more fun as you get closer to where we're at now as well, just to kind of see the latter stuff versus the early stuff if you were a Patreon. Just because they kind of clean up a little bit more differently. But it is interesting to see what gets left on the cutting room floor. I'm hoping for John, since this was so much work, it can go one of two ways. You can either be ignited to do more in this vein of going down this road, or you can go, hey, I'm gonna not touch that for a while. But I know he's talked about a season 2 or carrying this on through the second season, and he's always around with his cameras. So I just appreciate this work. It's so good to see these moments through everybody's eyes, and especially Tom Phillips's eyes.
That's the best
the warning, as I said in our group chat today. There's a warning that says tobacco use, adult or alcohol consumption. It says, and then foul language are the 3 warning items.
It's all him.
In case you do watch it with children. I don't know how many of those 3. I don't think I am.
Go ahead and go and check that out. Definitely. Now let's get into this season. Now 2021. I want to know, and to bring it back around to Jordan and Caesar, 2 seasoned professionals that have covered teams before and not having the access, maybe Jordan a little bit more than the rest of us, but to be fair, I think all of us expected more from the club in terms of access. Now I'm sure that there's reasons for why we weren't given the access to watch these games. Nothing was streamed. We just kind of kept to whatever they posted on Twitter, basically, and on Instagram, social media. Post is what kind of kept us in the loop of these matches, but we couldn't watch any of this preseason. And we played, and I was doing the math today. I think we did about like 12 preseason matches, maybe even more that we don't know about because they kept us in the dark. So how do you guys feel, Jordan and Caesar, about this? And is it okay? Can we vent about it? Should we be more understanding? What do you guys think?
Cesar, take it away.
Sure. I mean, I think it's frustrating from a fan's perspective. I imagine a lot of you are feeling a little bothered by that. But if you want me to be perfectly honest, if I was in management's shoes, I would potentially consider doing the same. I think you need to think of marginal gains in a sport like soccer. And I think part of that process could be for people to see your preparation. And also I think there's something to be said about the logistics of it all. I mean, I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. I'm not gonna pretend as if I know, but I'm sure it's a little difficult to have a proper camera and a camera crew and whatnot. That said, I do think that there could have been some sort of middle ground. I think that maybe him would be maybe 1 game streams. I know I've been listening to all your pods. I don't think any of you were really anticipating something really professional. I don't think you guys were expecting like people to be doing like play-by-play commentary. I think you guys just wanted to see 1 game. So I think some sort of happy medium would have been 1 game for fans. But at the same time, if I'm management or if I'm the one making the decisions, maybe I'd also wouldn't be too bothered with putting some of these games behind closed doors and with fans not being able to see them.
I feel like it was a pretty unique circumstance. I think if in a normal situation, we would all be going to the stadium and watching these preseason games.
Yeah.
The fact that fans aren't even allowed inside the stadium, not because the club doesn't want it, because of everything we're dealing with. So like, I kind of get it. It creates opportunities for other clubs in the league to be very private, very secret. I'm trying to prepare for a lot of different teams on the Loyal schedule. It is very difficult to find any information on a lot of these teams. USL isn't exactly a league that gets covered a lot. So when I go in and I'm trying to dive deep on some of the, you're like, okay, they played all these games. I don't even have a roster.
Good point.
And so I think we get a lot here in San Diego. And I think in a normal circumstance, we would be there. We would all be going to these games and we would see everything. And I think that's exactly what it's going to be next preseason. So, I don't get too caught up in that. Have I seen too much this preseason? I haven't. I wish I have seen the team a little bit more. The most I saw them was over the weekend in that final game against USD. Since there were no broadcasts, I was doing broadcasts elsewhere, and they seem to always line up with the game time for San Diego Loyal. So I didn't get to see anything really. And the only preseason match that I did see was the one against USD. I saw Ben Spencer rocket home a goal in the top left corner.
Tell me more.
That one finished 5-0. They stopped keeping score on the scoreboard at one point. Like once it got to 4, it never even made it to 5, even though a 5th goal had gone in. So I mean, it's also like they're tune-ups, they're warm-ups. Like we're not missing too much either. So I'm really excited for Phoenix. I think it's really built up everything for Phoenix too. So
Yeah,
I look forward to everyone being in the house next preseason.
I think those are some excellent points. And then I did know that, like, because I had to chat with Landon recently. We had actually, it was just through email, so it wasn't like I had like actual phone conversation with him. But I had to do some stuff for an article about Rubio Ravine, which will hopefully be out at some point later on this week. But I was like, all right, I got to ask at least like one question about the preseason, since fans are eager to know what's happening during the preseason. So I asked him, like, what were the takeaways from the team in the preseason? I think he gave a little bit of a diplomatic answer here, but it's a promising one. But he said, we did a lot of things well last season, also made a lot of mistakes. I believe that we have learned from those mistakes and have our team much better prepared for our first game this season. Our team chemistry is really good, and the guys are excited for the start of the season. So very diplomatic answer, but I think it's a promising answer, especially coming from someone who learned plenty from his first season as manager. So, take that with a grain of salt, take that for whatever it may mean. But I thought that was interesting to hear him say that about the preseason so far.
I think I've said it before. At some point during like the Seattle game, there was a stream on YouTube that one of their podcasts was streaming, and it was like super high up at CenturyLink, right? You could barely even see like little ants moving back and forth.
It
but
was like
here we
old,
were, like watching
old
it.
video games. Yeah.
Is that Trilus number 13? Who is that?
You had to know who was on the field and like who kind of plays what position. Yeah.
But with that being said, I think you guys nailed it. And at the end of the day, and actually we have a comment here I'm bringing: a win on Friday, and no one will care about not being able to watch preseason games. That's
an excellent point. An excellent point.
Yeah. Is there anybody here that would like to add anything to that? Because I think we can get past that. Alan, go for it.
Counterpoint.
Oh, okay.
I think the biggest disappointment was the 1904 match. Like it being the first time they played each other and no one got to see it. I think that was the one that kind of hurt and tugged at the heartstrings a little bit. And a win on Friday, like, would, disappear most of the preseason. But I think that one was the one that I'm like, oh, that's kind of a missed opportunity to really celebrate that matchup. And I get in the grand scheme of things, like, you can't really control schedule. It probably should have been a different opponent, but because of COVID, you have to schedule local. And I get all that. That was just the one that was just like, I just wish that was a little bit bigger of a celebration, even if it is in preseason. And that one would have felt special.
Excellent point.
To your point, too, I would say you want one of those youth matches, too, right? You're not giving away a bunch if you're just showing the youth match versus the starters. And they clearly chose in those games. Some of them, not all of them, but at least the 1904 matches, to Alan's point, to have one that was more, youth or trialists from both teams, and 1904 admitted that as well. Why not show that and just say, hey, this is just an open celebration. We don't care who's really wearing the shirts. It's more about the fact these teams are playing each other, and it's great for these people, and especially the fact that it is a lot of youth or exposed talent that wouldn't otherwise be there under a San Diego name, right? Like, that's what you want to see. That's what we're all watching anyway. We're not watching second division American soccer for the glory, right? The glory of, making our hometown great and through the sport, but not the glory of everyone knowing what's going on or everyone knowing how cool this is, right? Without having to explain, what Loyal is and what we're doing here. So I think part of that is Alan's totally right. It's just one or two of these would have been really nice. And New Mexico is the other one that would have been nice because you're already playing an in conference, opponent, at least in this case. So somebody you're going to play on the schedule. Why can't you show us that? That was kind of my thing as well.
Jerry, I know you're trying to move on, so just real quick. My point is, give us something. You know what I mean? Like, last year was such a bad representation of what it should have been, and so I get, Jordan, you make really good points about, USL isn't really covered, so you're trying to get information in other clubs, so are those clubs trying to get information. So if everybody keeps everything secret, then it's, and if Loyal is the only one showing their games, then they're at a competitive disadvantage. So I totally get that, but at the same time, like, supporters are dying to watch this club. Like, I get it, but like, I'm sitting here on Twitter on a Saturday afternoon, like, waiting for updates, and I'm like, come on, just show me the game. Like, just show me what's going on, because I just want to see this club play. I just want to see what's going on. I just, I want to get hyped for the season coming up. And I agree, it's kind of building towards that, but it would have been so nice to have been able to, like, watch the club in some capacity leading into Friday. So it's kind of a balance, but I kind of wish they give us something.
Yeah, agreed. It's tough because you do look at other clubs and say, well, they're not releasing any information. Maybe we shouldn't be so tough on them, but we should, because this is our club. We don't care about anybody else. At the end of the day, we don't, as supporters, maybe care as much as somebody that needs to be covering the squad. So on that end, also it's tough. So everybody's gonna have a different view. Anybody want to add anything to that, or can we move on? Good, cool. Home and away games. Let's talk about this. So the schedule was released. I think I have the schedules on here. I think I do. Yeah, so we can talk about some of these games coming into into the season. What are kind of some of the matches that you guys are looking forward to? And maybe I'll go back and forth on some of these as we talk about them. But
give everyone a seizure there.
What?
Keep putting the schedule up and taking it away.
Give a seizure. Our eyes can't handle it.
It's three different pages. Sorry, guys. So okay, so let's talk about this. I want to go first, and I'm gonna say that I'm really looking forward to the first time that we play Phoenix at home, and if I'm not mistaken, it's the 19th.
619 day.
619. So that one is going to be fantastic. I know the locals are going to bring in that game, so I'm really looking forward to that one. For no other reason than it's 619 day, sure. No, I think it's a rivalry. I think now it is. It's absolutely, we can call it a rivalry, and it feels that way, especially after the way that last season ended and everything that happened there. So I'm going to say that's my favorite. Two balls, actually. Well, you guys have a game that you're looking forward to?
I am, and I think it's going to be for like really weird reasons. Just because we're hearing that maybe Tacoma isn't the best, I just want a punching bag for once. Like, I just want an easy, breezy game where we score all of the goals and just get, everybody gets a hat trick. Like, get Trey Muse up there. Let's get some action. Let's get the motor running. Let's get the offense, firing on all cylinders. And I just want to have a game where we really see the firepower that was lacking, especially in that first half of last season. I hope to see a much better improved attack, and if it happens to be Tacoma that we just go in completely just eviscerate, I am very okay with that. Like, I would need one of those games for San Diego Loyal. I don't need everything to be a cardiac game.
Okay, so every time they play Tacoma is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I would love for it to be Phoenix. Like, wouldn't that be great? If instead of just using Tacoma as a punching bag, it ends up being Phoenix, and we just destroy Phoenix
every time we see
it. But that Tacoma game seems like a good little palate just cleanser for a very tough opening, and Toros is pretty interesting in there too. But again, I mean, I hope we see just everything at Tacoma where there's just no doubt that this is a very, very, very impressive team. Again, because we were talking about what team was it?
They can only see me right now, right?
Probably. Only team that was that we played last time, and everybody's talking about. I hope that we have to score at least 5 games against Fullerton, 5 goals against Fullerton, and that didn't happen. But you can't really compare that. But again, I just want Loyal to score. I just want Loyal to just destroy somebody. Like,
more goals, please.
More goals.
Is the tiebreaker goal difference? I'm completely unaware because I'm still a noob to
It's
USL.
wins.
It's wins. Okay, interesting. Because I was gonna say that maybe that goal difference could potentially make a difference there, but I didn't realize it was wins for the tiebreaker. Okay.
Chiba, do you have a?
Yeah, for me, I'm excited to see them play Oakland Roots. Used to see them play a brand new team coming into the USL, and I also want to see them play Sacramento just because we had some beef with some Sacramento fans in the past, so I kind of want to see them beat that team for sure.
That's fair. Alan.
Anytime Loyal go up against probably one of the most successful franchises in USL history, and no, I'm not talking about Phoenix. I'm talking about Louisville. It won't be the Hackworth Cup anymore or the Hackworth Derby anymore, unfortunately. Not because anything happened on our side. Their coach stepped down. But I think getting a chance to play in that new facility against, like I said, arguably one of the most successful clubs in the USL, I would have to say that away game against Louisville is going to be real fun and a real good benchmark for a young team that has a chance to lay down some history and go to the East, which usually doesn't happen in the USL, and lay down a marker and say, hey, we're here to play and we can take on the best.
Yeah. Awesome. Marissa.
I echo Alan with the Louisville just because I like saying that. Louisville. And if you May 29th because it's my birthday weekend, so I'm gonna be having a good time. And it's the first time back for everyone. So I don't know if you guys know me at all personally, but I'm like very present moment, first thing. I can't look too far in the future. So May 29th definitely is my game for home because we'll be home. But I will be at the game on Friday. So that too. So this Friday and then the last Saturday of the month in May are my games.
Okay, awesome. Jordan.
Okay.
The two Phoenix games early on. This one this week in Phoenix, and then the return one on June 19th. I wonder how many fans will be able to go into the stadium by the time we get to that date. I'm very curious about that.
Right after the 15th announcement, yeah.
Yeah, so that could be especially exciting. I think Oakland Roots brought up. I think that's a really good one. I've already begun begging the club to send us to the away matches in the Bay Area because I know Stone has a location in Napa.
Ooh.
So I would love just to go to Napa and then use those. This is very selfish, right? This is supposed to be a selfish answer.
For work purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working here. So yeah, Stone, Napa sounds really, really fun. The Phoenix matches, of course. And Marissa, great point. The birthday celebrations at Torero Stadium can be a lot of fun. Mine is on August 21st, which is the day we host Orange County. So I am expecting Darren Smith to throw me an amazing birthday party. And if he doesn't, I'll be looking for a new co-host.
The locals will be throwing you a party, Jordan. Don't you doubt it.
Oh,
Wait,
you're gonna throw him a party? All right.
Nate Abreu's not a co-host.
Noted.
Like 20 times this year. Yeah.
I'm gonna pin this at about 33 minutes when you say that, and just send it to him. Be like, hey, just listen from this point. Anyway, I got your back.
Just in case. Just say no.
I have a feeling he's watching anyway.
Yeah, I hope so. That's awesome. We're gonna welcome in Chris before we get it going. He's finally.
Hey, what's going on?
What's happening, dude? Welcome.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
So we're talking about games that we're looking forward to: home match, away match, whatever you choose. Caesar, I believe it was your turn, sir.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I mean, I think everybody's had some great answers, but now, I mean, to be a little selfish as well, I'm trying to. I was telling the fiance about this. I'm like, all right, maybe we could take like a mini vacation somewhere that happens to be around some of these away games. Like Oakland's super cool. Would love to go to like Oakland. Got a bunch of friends in the Bay Area. Lived up in Northern California for a while. Sacramento, got like some friends over there too. Vegas, self-explanatory. I don't know. I'm looking forward to those. Maybe get a couple trips out there.
A match and a wedding in one weekend? What, sis?
Wait, whoa.
Vegas. You said Vegas, so you know.
Oh, they played Vegas a couple of times. Anywho, nobody
He got nervous. He got
Tory
nervous.
Green Tux. Tory Green Tux, Cesar. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. Yes.
Drew.
No, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I said from the beginning, the away trips are something that I was looking forward to the most out of all this. I mean, the home matches are something special. And that May 29th is obviously going to be incredible going back to Torero. But I think I'm going to go a little bit out of left field and say that June 9th game at Orange County, if you guys forget, before everything shut down, we started organizing a bus trip to the Orange County game last year. And then obviously COVID slapped us all in the face and we had to cancel that. So that could be our first kind of bus trip up the 5. Obviously it's pending if Orange County is going to kind of allow group fans, that kind of stuff. So we really have to take things cautious. We really pushed for that in Phoenix and we got totally denied. So that's kind of the one I'm looking forward to the most. It's kind of been bookmarked on my calendar for a little while, just because that would be so much fun. A bus full of locals heading up the freeway to go take over Orange County for an afternoon would be just incredible.
That would be so fun because we'll outnumber their supporters group just by showing up.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was gonna say.
No hate, but it's just facts.
100%, 100% capacity, and they can still socially distance.
Just shade. I'm just a big tree. I stand tall. I cast a big shadow.
It's a great stadium as well. I love that stadium.
Shade. It is a great little stadium.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And by little, I mean like it's just it feels intimate. You're like right on top of the action. It's a great place. Every time I go by it on the train, I'm always thinking about. Be great if we had a club that played against them here, and now we do. So as Steve said, it'll be really fun to go and be able to watch that in person. I'm excited for that one. Personally, I'm also excited for that July 3rd match. I think it's going to be when people are just kind of back in, a normal-ish mode. Probably still with masks. I think in the stadium possibly just because of restrictions, but mostly more mixing. Maybe a larger attendance. At that point, with that Warren Derby, seems exciting. It would be two good teams probably going up to against it. Just kind of a time that, we're a few home games in. We're all kind of settled back, and we're looking at each other like, "Wow, look at us!" Who thought we'd be here? The Paul Rudd moment. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Is that in the schedule? So for me, that's the home game. I'm definitely looking forward to away, and that I'd also say my runner-up's New Mexico at home. Just because it'll be fun to have that club here, but that's a little later in the year. So I think everybody's looking forward to stuff a little earlier, just to be able to experience it, I think, for sure. But that's that. And then away, Oakland. I think I'm with you, Cesar, on that. Oakland for me is what I think when I think
in case
of,
my fiance asks, I'm looking at the one on June 29th.
Yeah. Let's Airbnb. We'll figure it out. No, I got friends who live, all over the Bay Area too. So it's like one of those things. It's really fun to go up there. Anytime I go up there, I visit 4 or 5 different people. So it'll be fun to be able to do that and bring all my other friends with me. So exciting.
Nice. Good. All right. You guys hit all of the ones that I would say. So that we're gonna go ahead and move on because I'm really excited to talk about this one because we don't know very much about these players other than what has been released on Twitter and what we are expecting of them. But if a player is named, you can no longer pick that player. All right, let's keep it interesting.
Damn.
I get to start it since I'm in the podcast. Player to look out for, the player that I'm looking out for. I'm going to go with Nicky Jackson. I think that's an easy one here. He's just scoring goals. He's flexing on his pictures. The guy looks solid. And from this preseason, I continue to hear his name. He's, it feels like Nicky Jackson is the one player that is going to be a standout. And I'm hoping that that's the case. And let's keep it going to, I guess, is my left to your right, possibly, Steve?
I'm going to go with not a new player, and I'm going to go with my player of the year from last year, Mr. Colin Martin. He started as kind of a winger and attacking midfielder. He played as an 8. He played as a 6. He kind of played as an outside. He was just kind of a utility guy last year, and I think bringing him back was an incredible move as a core member of this team. So I look to him for continued improvement and being an everyday player in the squad.
Yeah, Drip.
Player to watch out for. So player you got to watch. To me. It's a bit from Jordan's podcast, actually. To me. I don't have to deal with him anymore, but so now it's funny to me. But to me, Mushabani is the player that I watch out for. So that's really what I'm talking about here. Is he's the guy that I think could be go from, he was a catalyst the year that he was before he came to us out there in Michigan. It seemed like he really leveled up. He came here, had a season where he learned what the championship's about. You're coming up a level, just more talent, and in a rough, weird season, moving halfway across the country, or not halfway, across the country. It's not something to be, unforethought in terms of what happened, the pandemic season, all that kind of stuff, in terms of acclimating here for any one of these players. And he's got a year under his belt. He obviously seems much more settled in the preseason. We've heard his number called a lot in terms of being part of that. So I'm excited to see what he does. So I'm watching out for to me. Personally, he's the player I'm excited to see where he goes and what he does. In terms of being freed up of not having to burden himself with that number 10. He did a little bit near the end of the season, being able to get more towards goal and create some of those moments off the ball, which I think are pretty exciting. So he's the player I'm looking for.
I'm gonna change it up here. Let's go with Chris.
Yo, I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna take a wild card here and say the academy players, right? I'll say that the academy players that do get the first team minutes, obviously that's what I'm looking out for, because I'm personally really thinking about the development of the club, right? And I think that you're going to see at least one of those players really turn up in the season and really contribute in a big way. So I think that's huge. Now if none of them get any minutes, then my second pick would have been Jack Blake. I'll go ahead and throw that name out there too. So that way Alan can't. Yeah, sorry. I mean,
he's just doing Settlers of Catan over here, just placing the stuff on the board.
That's right.
You're going to drive me nuts.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, Jack Blake, though, I mean, coming to the club, obviously, I think that was a huge pickup. Everyone was looking to see where he was going to land, in the offseason. Coming to San Diego is huge. I mean, obviously, he loves the area. Major style points for the guy. The guy's modeling the merch for the club, right? You can't go wrong there. But yeah, no, I think he's going to be a great leader on the pitch, and he's going to add so much. Personally, looking forward to seeing him against Kalen Ryden again, officially though.
Yeah. We have actually Sean Kelly, who does stats for the club. He's in the comments right now, and just going to throw some in here because these are very interesting. So on my Nicky Jackson, he says he scored twice for Colorado Rapids in preseason in 2020 and then never played at all. And that was, I believe, due to an injury. And probably Sean will correct me if I am wrong. And then he also said Tumi Moshabane looked like a totally different player on the left side in that annulled game versus Phoenix. Yeah,
totally. That's what I'm saying.
He said Moshabane had 14 shots on goal last season and 12 of them were on target, yet he only scored once. I think that is one that it wasn't just Moshabane, it was a lot of our players, right? We could not get the ball in the back of the net. We couldn't figure it out. Yeah. And then
Burn it.
Right. So there you have it. Let's see here. Cool. Let's go with Marissa next.
Oh, hi. I'm gonna say Guido because I got the privilege to watch him when he played for the Xolos down in TJ. Taco C football, yay! But, they really hyped him up, and he's our number 10. So I want to see how he steps into that role for this team. Obviously, he made a big impact at the end of last season. And, he's a San Diego native. So that's my player to watch out for.
Nice. I like it. Jordan.
So one of the players that's really up and coming, and someone I did get a chance to see in that one game that I saw in the preseason, someone who might make an impact, Landon Donovan this year might be scoring. No. I think
Brandon Donovan.
Just
Flashbacks.
Los
Landon
Acero.
Donovan playing.
No one
I think
has
the last time he put cleats on, even. Yeah.
No one has said Herzog yet, so I'll go ahead and take this opportunity to say Corey Herzog. I have a feeling we're going to be chatting with him a lot on the post-game show and drinking lots of beers with him. So
Nice.
I get the sense, what I have heard is there seems to be a very close relationship between Herzog and Guido. And I don't know if they have something up their sleeves this weekend or not, but they seem to be very close. And I don't think they like Phoenix very much. So I'm excited to see what they can do this weekend.
I'm really enjoying this. Sean, please keep this going. Guido has never completed a full 90 minutes in a loyal shirt. The longest he went was 75 minutes in the last meeting with Galaxy 2.
Wow.
So just a little more additional stuff. Here, 2 balls. No more erasing your boards. Go ahead.
Do you want to go first?
I mean,
anyone left?
So Ben Spencer, Jerry, who is obviously your favorite player. After a fantastic set of performances last year, it's going to probably come into this year, hopefully doing even better than that. But honestly, from what we've been hearing from camp and obviously from people being at the stadium and seeing how he's actually been playing, we've heard nothing but great things. And so we hope, and I hope that that's nothing but true, because we were disappointed, honestly. We were disappointed by the performance that we were promised that he was going to bring over to the season. Obviously, other players supplemented that team and kind of made up for that. But again, Ben Spencer is looking great. Also on there in a kind of banjo and kazooie type of thing, Hackworth is kind of in there because they're inseparable. They're really inseparable. And if you guys can see their awesome handshake that they're going to have after they, assist and score on each other, I can't wait for that. But definitely Ben Spencer is somebody who I think is going to have a impact. If that's going to be as a starter, if that's going to be as a super sub, there is going to be something special to this season with Ben Spencer, I hope.
Oh, wow. My player is Mr. Yellow Card himself, Grant Stoneman. Just because I am eager to see how he leads the back line. I think he's going to be the main guy back there, main guy communicating with everyone, especially if we have Trey on goal. He's a good young goalkeeper, so it's going to be important for Stoneman to communicate with him and let him know, like, hey, man, I got your back, and just be a leader out there.
Yeah, that's a good one. Sean, again, says Corey Herzog had 41 shots in the 2020 season. That's nearly 3 times as many shots as any of the 2020 San Diego Loyal roster. Wow.
Shout out Sean, though. My God.
Are you paying us for this episode? I think you guys are gave him $50 or something to give you these stats.
So good. Ben Spencer played more minutes than any San Diego Loyal striker without scoring a goal last season.
Sean's the man. This is why this is going to be a segment on the pregame show with Sean. I don't know if he's aware of this, but he has an entire segment.
Hey, Jordan. So talking about the celebration, and you mentioned Spencer scored a goal. Did he do the celebration with Morgan?
Yes. The celebration, I can't tell you exactly what it is. Can you guys tell me what it is? They have something.
Yeah, let me go.
They did something. I also saw arrows being shot off by other players.
I think Tony has it.
What's that?
Actual arrows, like they just pull out like a bow, and then they got these arrows.
It's crazy. Anything is possible in USL Championship. So it's a new strategy, and I think it's going to be effective.
It's a smoke bomb. It's actually a smoke bomb.
It's a little uncomfortable while you're playing with it under your shin guards, but they eventually get to pull it out.
Just score early. You got to score early. That's
it. Tony, can you pull that up, actually?
That's exactly what I'm working on right here.
Yeah, you could see him moving his shit around. He's like, "Oh, I got it.
Yeah, you're all like,
yeah.
All right,
nice pink shirt, by the way.
Oh, appreciate it. Pink
it
brings my eyes out.
Yeah.
Might be a
cotton candy
Perrito shirt coming out like that at some point. We'll see.
Yeah.
If I can do this.
Mom's Day shirt. Mm.
Also, no shout out for Jack Metcalf. Actually, he was my first pick. I thought, that's actually a player I'm most excited to see if he does, and if Loyal do end up transitioning into exciting 3-5-2 in the attack. I think he's gonna be a high pressing fullback, and he's gonna be one of the most important players on the pitch. So I'm actually that's actually the player I'm most excited to see this season.
His passing ability,
to the people coming back. Yeah, Caesar.
Oh, can you hear me? Am I back?
Yeah.
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
Great.
Let's see this real quick so we don't.
I was just talking over Steve, so I stopped talking.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, play it, guys.
Oh, you want the handshake? Here we go.
Yeah, go for it.
Bam, bam, bam. All right.
Did they give them each other vaccines? But I don't know.
Drew, your age is showing, dude. That's a thing.
What is that thing, anyways? I need to know.
We don't know.
The gun thing.
Yeah,
I don't
the thing like that. Like, I don't know.
What are you injecting in your veins?
I
don't want to go down that road.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see that again.
I looked it up because people are doing this whole thing, right? Where they do this.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can't show you, but here, I'll stand up and do it. But like they do this. That's like
My arms are too
thing.
wide.
It has a weird meaning, but Alan, sorry, man. Caesar, I was about to give it to Caesar anyways, Alan. You were gonna go last anyways, so you're playing.
I didn't realize. I didn't realize.
I have. Right, and there's still so many to choose.
So
you can choose Trey Muse because he's stepping in for Kempin, but I think TV is going to be the guy to look for.
TV party tonight.
Yep.
Right.
We've heard he's pretty amazing, and I think losing Joe last year was kind of a huge loss, but then Stoneman stepped up into that role and really nailed it. So I think just having another really quality defender back there is just going to make a really solid defense from last season even better. And maybe between those two, it equals a kind of a Kempin. We're not going to get we're not going to get Kempin again, but Trey Muse is going to do. I think he's going to do just a fine dandy job. But TV is really going to bring that back line together, and they're going to kill it. And it's going to be so fun to watch the defensive side as well. Hopefully some fireworks in the goal, but definitely a really solid back line. And I enjoy back line defending and goalkeeping very much. So I'm excited.
I mean, USL best 11, right? He's best 11 a couple years ago. So there's no doubt that he's going to be an awesome player.
John, as a fan of these guys, this team, you never bark alone. Would you say it was kind of like adding Vandervaart to an already pretty attacking squad here with TV coming in? Seems like he's going to fill kind of that role, which is kind of exciting to have that space to push forward. So that's what's kind of fun here. I think. I don't know. I'm in with Alan. I think that's a stellar pick.
Yeah, nice. In the 2020 season, Jack Metcalf made 262 passes to his left, but only 16 to his right. He does not venture away from the right side touchline.
How does he move?
He said,
passing ability is incredible.
I bring a motion to the floor that Jack Metcalf's nickname should be.
Like it.
Can we save all these comments from Sean because we need to know?
I feel like we're gonna have
his own Twitter thread.
We're gonna need to have him on for a trivia night. I think we need to all have. Oh man,
are you gonna wear a jacket, Jerry? We'll all wear jackets.
Yeah, well, we're we're tuxedos in there.
We'll get tiny microphones.
Menkazili played every minute of every game for Pittsburgh last season and led their team in total passes. He was Pittsburgh's Grant Stoneman in 2020.
Which is saying a lot. That's one of the more defensive, strong teams in the USL.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And that's absolutely good point, Alan, that you made, which is there's still so many people we could be talking about, so many players. It's going to be awesome. This year is going to be so much fun to watch. And let's keep this rolling because we're doing good. We're probably going to be running out of time here shortly too. But let's see. Oof, no game predictions. We don't do that in this podcast. Whoever wrote in the notes, no game prediction. Let's see.
That was me. I messed up. I did something right earlier that I messed up.
Yeah, you messed up.
I predicted the game will happen.
It would be fun with everybody on here just to see everybody throw out a random game prediction. 3-1.
Mine's 2-1.
I don't know. If anybody wants to throw one out, they can.
Mine's 2-1 always. So
a game will happen. It'll be around 90 minutes. It'll be in Phoenix. That's my prediction. Actually, it won't be in Phoenix. It'll be in Chandler. Sorry.
Chandler.
Yeah, there you go.
To borrow a Jordanism, the Chandler Rising is who we're playing.
Oh, that sounds more like a group I don't want to be. Watching the television that would.
You watched that?
I was looking up hotels in Phoenix, and then I realized I have to go to Chandler, so it's a little bit different. It's close, I get it. It's still in Phoenix, but it's like
Stay
20
at the
minutes.
Marriott.
Yeah. We got it squared away. It's just initially I was looking in the wrong area. I thought they were Phoenix Rising.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be nice and say I won't do a prediction because I don't do that. But okay, so 2-1 Marissa. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Anybody else want to throw out there? That's a good one. I like that. I like that scoreline. Anybody else want to throw
No,
out?
2-1 loyal, by the way. 2-1 loyal.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Oh yeah.
That would have been tragic.
Has anyone ever picked against the team on this podcast? Is this why you don't do
I mean,
predictions?
I probably have.
I
but,
have. Yeah, I have.
I think Caesar has actually at some point.
Mhm.
Anybody want to throw a prediction out there? No.
Not gonna go there.
Drew, I mean,
already-
you wrote it on the docs.
Well, I already
and
said
Come on,
3-1.
Drew. Come on,
like,
Drew.
as like a
3-1
jump out.
who?
3-1 us. 3-1 us. Phoenix sucks.
I mean,
they have
Chandler,
been scoring,
Chandler.
so yeah.
Chandler
Cesar-
sucks. Dude,
Cesar did
Chandler's
win.
halfway to Apache Junction. I've been to Apache Junction because I'll tell you a bit about it, and it's what it sounds like. I hate it. I hate no.
Cesar did win the Liga MX tournament pick'em challenge. So if anyone can predict scoreline successfully and win a trophy doing it,
He has a trophy.
yeah, he's got an actual trophy for it. So I'm curious to hear his prediction.
I mean, is it fair to say I have no idea? Because I don't know. Give me some time. The only prediction I have is that I wish I could actually go to this game and that I'm not fully vaccinated just yet because they have a really dope bookstore over there called Changing Hands. And actually, if it's still there, they got like they have a bar in the back and also it's a bookstore. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. Anywho, that is my prediction for Loyal versus Phoenix.
Nice. Anybody else? Two boss? No
Sounds like
prediction.
a place where like writers hang out, like I don't know, like kind of like the headquarters for superheroes, where they like meet, but it's like just for writers, where they're like, oh, books, and they hang out at this bar, and it's like they're all in jackets, and they're all like
Jackets.
I'm not gonna predict anything. I'm not to be a jinx for teams that I root for.
Yeah,
so
you are a jinx.
I'm not gonna predict anything.
Thank you. Okay. Tony? How about you?
I'm okay. We're good. The ball's going to be round and spherical, and hopefully,
Aaron Players on each side.
hopefully it stays that way, right?
these are some good predictions, guys.
That's what she said.
Jordan, do you wanna take a stab at it?
Yeah, I'm not scared. I love predictions. 3-1. Corey Herzog scores 2. It starts 1-1. Herzog gets the next 2. He slams a few beers with us on the post-match show. That's my prediction.
Sweet.
Stone Cold style, just
Right. Yeah. But
Just-
usually they're
just
glass. Maybe we'll go
cracks
aluminum that way.
true.
Chris.
I'm gonna go 2-0 actually.
Ooh.
2-0. Phoenix is having some trouble scoring. We've seen that through preseason, and talking to one of their insiders, he's a bit concerned. So 2-0.
Nice.
Oh, okay. All right.
I like it.
I think we're good then. So
Hey, I saw a question in the chat. 5 subs this season. It will be 5 subs again. They're not
Yeah.
going back to 3.
Yeah, we ain't the Premier League.
Isn't there even a concussion sub too? Or no?
Correct. I believe so. Where if you take your concussion sub after you've done 5, the other team gets an added sub.
Yeah.
I believe that is available.
I thought we were playing soccer. It sounds like a completely different sport. 5 substitutions. Jeez.
You can only bring in a second quarterback though, and then you have to.
Oh.
What happens when you catch the golden snitch, though? Does that mean you automatically win?
And all the old school people are happy because there's still no DH.
Yeah.
nice. All right, let's end this on an idea of what we want out of the future of this club. What do you want to see? It can be anything that your heart desires. It doesn't necessarily have to be this season. It could be a future thing. It can be a player that you want to see. It could be anything at all. And let's try to keep it different. So I'm gonna go first with Chris. We're gonna start with him and then kind of bring it all the way back.
Really, I'm just gonna say just continuing to enrich that culture between select and first team. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest thing is really seeing that kind of develop out more. I think obviously that's going to have to go with what the league plans to do, but just kind of in seeing that in motion, it's the development of the academy team, full on, and the culture that surrounds it, and being able to see more loyal players come directly from the academy, versus really trying to find things elsewhere.
That's good. It's a really good one. Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one. Jordan, you're next, sir.
Yeah, so really excited for fans to be back in the house this year. I think that's the biggest one for me, and for the club, because it was just obviously such a big missing piece in year number one. Not just like the 90 minutes on the field too, but for what we do pre and post, not having that energy, that atmosphere that we kind of envisioned during that show and hanging out with everyone. And I think having that return and continuing, and as we learn more what that's going to look like, I think I'm really excited for that. Clearly, we're all excited for what the club brings on and off the field. So just being stronger and tighter with the San Diego community, digging deeper there, and just pretty much continuing everything they wanted to do in year number one, but there were so many different limitations. Now you're in a position to really take some big strides. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Love it. Caesar.
Yeah, I think what Jordan said there at the end is like an important point, and I've definitely criticized in the past about not doing enough to reach out to the Latino community. I think they've done an incredible job now. I mean, you've seen what they're doing with the broadcast we do in Baja. They've been doing some media information in Spanish, but I always think there's always more room for outreach. And I think that and it's not only just the Latino community, but I hope that they reach out to other minority communities as well, and also to potentially find young members of those communities who could be part of the team and or the organization as a whole. And I think that they've been proving me wrong from the initial criticism that I had 2019, early 2020, but I hope they continue to build off that.
All right. Love it. 2 balls and a mic.
Go for it. You want to go first?
No, absolutely not.
I guess one of the main things I want to see is how Landon progresses as a manager with the team. I mean, if his first year was just kind of sucks that it ended how it ended, and it was short. And I'm really excited to see how he progresses as a manager with the full season and with the coming years.
And I think I want to really see San Diego be what the club says it can be, a mecca for soccer, and pretty much a place where it's synonymous with the sport itself. And I think with everything that's what's happening already in the first year during a pandemic, the fact that this team and the sport itself has come together and just become one with the community is just so special. I can't wait to see a San Diego Loyal Stadium, and just have everybody there. And again, this is very much in the long term, but I think the seeds have been planted, and they're being watered correctly with the right amount of love. They're talking to the plants and just taking care of it so far. Okay, plants, guys, it really helps. But I think it's something that started here. It's natural. It seems it's very como se dice, je ne sais quoi, bien, it's not forced. It's not forced, guys. We don't usually do buena veces or anything during our pods. So, but no, definitely one of the things that I want to make sure that stays in this city, in this town, is how much this can be special and can be a hub for the sport across the world, across the country, and everywhere, really.
Yeah, love it. Ellen.
Well said.
A women's team.
Woo!
Yo, whoa!
I think that's the other point is we're hitting like all of the conversations around like diversity and inclusion, and all of those things are super important. And we need to remember that we want to reach out to like girls soccer and women's soccer is like so blowing up right now. And we can be a part of that change and that wave of the growth of the women's sport and lead in a way that I think we're starting to lead on these other issues. Does that mean we need a WSL team? Sure. Like I'll take a professional at that level, but if it's not, like, let's get that going as well and being a forefront on that, because there's just like there's little boys who want to grow up who wear a loyal crest. There's the same thing with girls who want to grow up and wear a loyal crest. So let's make that happen for them too.
Totally.
Yeah, excellent point. Excellent point.
Yeah, I think everybody agrees with you on that one. Marissa.
I love that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take some points from what Cesar and Tony said. We're kind of like we're hitting, and Alan even too. He said, we're hitting certain points, but I also think from what I'm wanting from us, and I kind of put myself into that club as a fan, as a podcaster, whatever, kind of being involved, just to kind of challenge myself, but also all of you guys to like reach out to someone who's not in the community currently and welcome them in, because that's how they're going to start. That's how we're going to grow. They trust you already. They're going to like, oh, okay, we're hyping it up. Like, we know the ins and outs. We can name players to look out for. We know what's going on with when the kickoff is on Friday. But there's a lot of people that don't know, especially in San Diego. And it's not going to be the mecca that we want it to be if we don't challenge ourselves to get a little bit outside of what we already know. So that's what I want, and what I would hope to, kind of like see outside of like our soccer community, because it's great to go there and see like 50 of our closest friends, hopefully at the end of May or in June. But I want to see newer faces. And I think that we're striving for that. And was the goal that we all heard in all of the listening sessions and all of the, the lead up to March 7th. And now this whole season has happened last year. And now we're ready to like build upon that, and we can potentially be there. So that's my goal. Love
it. Yeah. Drew, unmute yourself and also wake up, sir. You look sleepy over there.
Sorry, I got something in my throat. I got something.
You crying? Don't cry.
No. Tory green jerseys. Jesus. Sorry. Get that out.
Yeah.
It was in my throat there. It was deep. I had to come out of my chest. But yeah, we need just the color, man. Like, why am I wearing orange fucking county jersey here? Sorry, kids. It's almost 9. It's over 9.
Melange.
Why am I wearing this? Not that this is their fault that Orange County ended up with this, but like, give me a green one. Orange County doesn't have green. It's not the club's fault. Adidas, what's up? This is my second with you, but I am very much looking forward to a day where we have is a beautiful kit, but it is not Tory green. It is some Kelly green, I guess. But like, that's what I'm very looking forward to, a day where that shade becomes something we can enumerate, and we all feel very proud of blasting to Marissa's kind of point of something we want to wear and share and show, not only in our hometown but around. And really grow this community. It's really amazing to see the new faces that do show up, and getting to know people like Nick Duffy, who weren't as much here in the first season, and see him here. So that's been my highlights in the off season here, is getting to know people like that. Right, is pretty exciting. So I'm definitely with her on that. But the jerseys, it's simple, it's silly, it's a shirt, but in a lot of ways, it's also our color. Right, they gave us this color, and they teased us and said, "Hey, we gave you a color," and we said, "Oh my God, we love it." And so now I want to make that color, part of us. So I love what everybody else said, and it's so silly that it's just a fabric, but in some ways, to a lot of us, it means a lot. So I in a very shallow way, but also in a weirdly also meaningful way, I'm looking forward to that, alongside the idea of just seeing it grow. And to Marissa's point, seeing the new faces, seeing more people, and just seeing the new locals and the new ideas. The new Congress members that we bring into leadership in the next 6 months to a year, who have been here with us for the last year, but we haven't been able to recognize or say, hey, you should be able to have a voting seat or be able to be at this table and have a right to interface with other members on the behalf of the whole group. So that's the kind of stuff I'm looking forward to, at least from a supporters group standpoint too. So both of those things, from a shallow and then a more kind of seeded standpoint, to the Tony analogy of letting those seeds grow. Watering.
Water those plants. Water those plants. Talk to them. Sing to them. Why not? Right? I do.
Steve.
I mean, Drew kind of said it, but I'll say it again in maybe a different way. Like, to finally get the opportunity to do what we started. right? Like we started something a long time ago now that was really cut short and really was taken away from us, right? I mean, we didn't, if you go way back to the foundation of the locals, like the name and everything, the video that, me and Jerry put together for the naming of the supporters group, one of the things that really stood out to me when he and I kind of wrote the script was, show up week in, week out and build a family. And we really didn't get that chance. So, well, I'm excited for the future of the club on the field, and I'm excited for a Tory Green kit, and I'm excited for, yes, new faces is a huge part of it. I'm excited to build what we always wanted to build here. And I want that opportunity, right? That opportunity was completely taken away from us. So it's like those moments that I can't say I look forward to beating Phoenix this week. I more look forward to watching the game with my friends, now that we kind of can, there's a lot of us that have been vaccinated. Shouts to Tom Phillips. There's a lot of us that, we're going to do so safely as we can. But it's like those moments that I look forward to even more than the sport, more than the club. And I just want that chance. I want this season, especially after the summer when things are hopefully a little more normal. It's obviously going to be outside. I want the chance to build what we always wanted to build, and to have a season where we're in the stands and we're singing for our club, and we're losing our voices, and we're having beers, and it's these moments that you can't get over Zoom. You can't get. I mean, I love these podcasts, but you can't build a family like this. You have to build it in person and in celebrations. And Jerry, you have such experience with 3252, and something you mentioned from the very beginning was shoulder by shoulder, person by person, block by block. And man, I couldn't agree more. We haven't had that chance. So give us that chance. And we're finally kind of there. And yeah, we still need to be careful to have that opportunity, but I want to get there, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to getting it.
While beating Phoenix.
Yes.
Damn straight.
Yes.
Hell
Of course.
Amen.
I hate Phoenix.
All right. So I'm going to go with something very similar actually to what Steve said, just to kind of close it off. And shout out to our buddy over Lance at the Loyalist podcast who couldn't make it today, but he is planning on doing some podcasts this year. It sounds like. Also, what I'm looking forward to is growing this community more and more and more. Just as Steve said, and just as the rest of you guys have said, I think at some point all of these things build community. Even the Tory Green kit builds community, right? Because you get to talk about these things. You see somebody wearing this kit around town, and you get, hey.
Good point.
I love that color.
And so
all people ask about my shoes. Yeah. So, it's like that are Tory Green.
Your shoes are great.
It starts a conversation, and it literally I'm like, oh, I bought them because of my soccer club, and that starts a whole conversation with the checkout lady at Vaughn's. That's what happens. It's great.
Vaughn's.
Sorry, Jerry, go ahead.
Damn, that's old.
No, I'll let you finish,
bro. No, Vaughn's. You can get 2 for a certain.
You're doing checkout. You don't do pickup. What the hell?
What the hell?
Well, I do the self checkout, and then the person who's standing there making sure the self checkout works was like, "Hey, your shoes are really cool," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I found them for whatever," and I was really excited at the mall.
Okay, so anyways, so to bring it back, really excited to be able to continue to build this, and excited to continue to do more of these podcasts with you guys. There was a podcast that started following some of us. You might have noticed. It's at Finest Loyal on Twitter. I don't know who that person is, but welcome. And I hope that we continue to see some more of this, because we need the different perspectives, the different ways of looking at this game, of looking at this team, and this is how everything is going to grow. And so I want to end this by saying thank you to all of you for being on with us, and everybody that's actually watching us and that listens to us on the daily. Sometimes we're always, we're in your ear in one way or another. We appreciate you letting us in, because that is time that, we, believe me, I think I speak for everybody on this screen right now. We don't take that time for granted. So we appreciate you all. Let's go ahead and start giving our professionalism from. So we're going to start with them. Fairweather Podcast. Your ats are actually there on the screen. So at Chris Walker.
That's how we do this.
Marissa, as Underwood 48. Marissa, you want to tell everybody where they can find not just you guys, but also the Fairweather podcast.
Yeah, you can find me at #Marissa or at fair_pod. And Chris, where can we find you?
Boom, at by Chris Walker on Twitter and Instagram.
And finally, Alan, where can we find you?
Underwood48 on the Twitter machines. There's also a website, but we'll put that out when we start publishing stuff.
Yeah, we also have a YouTube, but all the things.
Yeah, go follow them Fairweather podcast. If you're not familiar with them, you should be.
Yes.
We talk to plants. Okay, thanks.
Hey, that's our thing.
With that segue, Two Balls and a Mic, where can they find you guys, and how can they get a hold of you guys?
My personal one is El Chiva 97, and
my personal one is _Tony Sanchez. That's pretty much it. And you can find us at 2 Balls and a Mic, number 2 Balls and a Mic, on Instagram, Twitter, Spotify,
TikTok,
YouTube, OnlyFans probably at some point. No,
hey!
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm subscribed right now.
That's for after hours.
I get that promo code.
We'll get there.
promo code 2 Balls. I mean, it writes itself.
Drop 'em.
Oh, that was amazing. I love that.
That was pretty good.
Drew, did you say we'll get there? No, we won't, sir. We will not.
We'll get there.
No.
After hours.
Caesar, plug everything that you do, sir. Here we go.
I mean, if you want to basically just find everything I do, just go to @SeshFootball on Twitter. We can see me tweeting about Loyal. Also, I guess Liga MX, Mexican soccer, MLS. Just, I'm a little too infatuated with the sports, becoming a problem.
Don't get blinded by the don't get blinded by the blue check mark.
I was at first, but you get over it real quick.
Oh.
Are you still playing for the Cleveland Indians, Cesar Hernandez?
No, but people actually tag me. People think that I'm the actual baseball player. They're like, "Yo, dude, like
he played football too. We don't know."
No, people will sometimes respond to me, and I'll actually like pretend that I'm him. Like, yeah, I know, anything, well done, yeah.
Jordan Caruth, where can everybody find you?
We recently made a website for the podcast, so I'll promote that, unnamedSoccerPod.com. Check that out. Let us know if you hate it.
Nice. Let them know if you hate it. Here we go.
But I let you know that I love it.
Yeah. My experience so far is that it's a website.
Yeah, very much so.
Just to state what people's predictions were. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna finish it up. You can find Drew Steck at Drew Stork on Twitter. What else, Drew? Where else?
At thelocalssg.com, where we make great stuff. We're going to be working on some Bum TV stuff. As you said, I think part of what we talked about is, and Steve said, is it's hard to do this over screens. You don't like watching us in our boxes. We're like aquarium people here. It's fun for shows like this, which is great. But the content that Jerry and I have talked about, what do you guys want to see? People out in the community looking at different businesses, different places around town that you love. That's the kind of stuff that we want to do together. So we're going to look forward to doing that with you, with our members, with our listeners, with the people who are actually out there. And so that's something we look forward to doing in the next few months, and consistently is turning out stuff that you like to see. So that's where you can find us, all right here.
Content.
The YouTubes.
Steve.
At Scuba Steve 4 on Twitter. That's essentially where you find me. I do have an Instagram. I think it's at Steve Brockhoff, but I don't remember, honestly. And yeah, the local handles.
Nice. Yeah, you can follow me at Chido Jerry, CHIDO Jerry, and the Locals SG on all platforms. We're not on OnlyFans, and we will not be on OnlyFans. But there you go.
Yeah, Jerry had a fake OnlyFans, so watch out for that if he reaches into your DMs.
Only Juan's?
It's not actually Jerry.
I did also want to say before we go today, this Thursday, the team is leaving to Arizona. And I have gotten word that they will be in Terminal 1 Southwest, leaving right around 9:30ish. If you guys want to help us say goodbye and wish them goodbye, that's where they're going to be.
PM?
AM, unfortunately.
AM.
on Thursday morning.
That's good. That's good for me. Morning.
If you are a member of the locals and you are on our Discord, more information will be coming to you very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. Again, thank you guys so much for joining us. I think we might hang out just a little bit right after the song, the outro song is over. But for those of you that are listening on audio, we appreciate you very much. Please continue to support all of the awesome content makers that are out there for San Diego Loyal and the league as well. There's a lot of good stuff out there. This league is amazing. It's getting better and better. And from what I hear, they're making big moves. So yeah, stay tuned for all of that. And again, thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you all later. Bye.
So what I want to know is whose burner account is Never Loyal? Did Never Loyal follow any of you guys? I wonder if that's any of your burner accounts.
That's not even Phoenix.
That's the banter account, probably.
Someone follow me. They're called Never Loyal. It says supporter of San Diego sports, just not the San Diego Loyal. Not yet. Let's rebrand and have the team embody San Diego. It's fascinating. Yeah.
Wow.
Some people really too happy.
You know,
They
we're
want
still
somebody to come
live.
to their house and ask them what they think shit should be called. Is that what they're asking for? Is that essentially what they're saying?
Who's too
I
soon?
think that's the
Too
vibe
soon.
I'm getting.
Wait, before everybody keeps going, we're still live.
Hey,
I want to make sure everybody is
I
aware
see
of
it.
that.
I see it.
We are still live.
we know what's up.
So if there's anything out there that you do not want out there, just be aware. We'll eventually say goodbye. But no,
Oh,
seriously.
this is the Kept Faith. Oh, they're not on this. Never mind. Let's get that.
What? Kept Faith podcast?
They have their own koozies. Does anybody have their own koozies yet? Any of you guys? Fairweather? You guys are pretty
No,
good.
we're
We're
not.
working on
Coasters.
we're
We got
working on
coasters.
we have coasters and we're working on
Yeah,
cup
I want
koozies so you can bring them to the game and put them around your cup because they don't sell bottles. So we're working on some.
Yeah.
You
I know
guys
the
need to
team has.
actually, we all need to get on Two Balls and a Mic's level and get some pint glasses.
Oh, yeah. That's what
Yeah.
I'm pouring into
Maybe,
out of my.
What's your margins on that?
Maybe some locals.
Yeah, we should.
Putting those numbers out there on the,
I need the
on the
margins.
show.
Let's
I don't know.
go.
They don't allow glass at Torero, so we'll have to think about something. But we'll come up with something soon.
We need seltzer koozies. That would be
Seltzer
awesome.
koozies.
Oh, like smaller, thinner for the thinner cans.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe some,
we need some-
maybe some locals pint glasses,
Or maybe some
Indoors.
some unnamed soccer podcast scarves maybe would be nice too.
Yeah.
Here those
Ooh.
exist.
Three Punk Ales took all of our scarves. That's
There's
where
like
you can
one
find the
scarf that
inventory.
exists, right?
What?
Two. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah, two.
One has its
And
own
about-
rogue Twitter account that tweets at them. Which,
Correct. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so 2 scarves and about 50 stickers total. And those were distributed at 3 Punk Ales too. But that was like years ago. Drew
Limited
asked me for a
supply.
sticker earlier, and I totally let him down. Like, I have absolutely
create
nothing to offer
branding
you
for
right
you.
now.
I created a square for you up here. Everybody else gave me a sticker.
Drew, actually, you should just make your own, take a picture, and then send it to Jordan.
Now you zoom in. I feel like
Damn,
you're
look
putting
at that.
so
He's got
much
the
work on it,
Emporium
and
right there.
None of us noticed
A
this.
3x5 card taped to a printout. And I said to Jordan, I said, I made crafts for you guys, and you guys just mock me on your podcast about Spurs, but it's all right. That's fair. I'm
Tim
honest.
Scoop's coming in with the correction here. He claims there are 4 scarves.
Stoops would know. Stoops knows the answer. So if he says there are 4 scarves, there are 4 scarves.
He's
He
the
has
historian.
Did he
one.
make the scarves? Did he like
That's
hand
right.
weave them?
Stoops has one. He made them himself. Yes, he knitted
Right.
them. It
Oh,
took him
right.
days.
I've been
Wow.
following him for years, and now he just finally followed me back. Thanks, Tim.
They're made of buffalo, I heard.
Boop, 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 boop.
Fellas, grab your drinks.
Go.
And lady.
When are we ending? Because I need to talk to some
You
plants.
can
Well,
leave.
it's open-ended.
This is like Hotel California. You
Yeah.
pick up the time you want.
I just want the broadcast to end.
7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
So-
That's when it's
So
ending.
no, I mean, Marissa, we've had these conversations that have been like, oh, we're gonna wrap up here in like 20 minutes, and then it was like 1:30 in the morning, and we're like,
Oh, we
guys, I got.
We
So
do
what
that
was
too.
Ryan?
We're just
Jerry, how
not
long did we
live.
spend with Ryan? It was like
We do that
1:30.
too. We're just not
One
live.
in the morning.
Yeah,
Jerry's using this for the new intro coming into the season.
right.
He's chopping up content.
We'll never be that fancy. You guys your intro is amazing. I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's so good. I
Thank
get
you.
confused though because I think the show started like the first time that I first saw it. It was like, oh, it started, and then it cuts to another scene. I'm like, oh, this is an intro. Oh my gosh, they
Like the
are
Lord of
amazing.
Rings of intro. Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
That's
No,
fun.
seriously, that was really awesome. And yeah, I think with Ryan, we were like 4.5 hours
Yeah.
Jesus.
live, and you can go back and watch it. But Ryan was really
Hey,
good,
Jerry.
and he was
you-
dropping so much dirt, so we had to keep him on as long as possible. It was so good.
Well,
Jerry, I don't wanna
I'll stick
talk
on for one more
production right
drink,
now,
but
though.
that's about it.
But
Fair
you
enough.
can like go to 2 destinations. One can be an unlisted link, and then you can like end one live one, and then go to unlisted and like do the after show. So
Did you know that?
Oh.
Ooh.
yeah,
Marissa knows all kinds.
It's like the VIP section.
You're right.
Maybe we'll
But,
do it in the future.
I'm waiting till that live says ended. Then I'll say what I need to say.
Oh,
Oh,
interesting. Yikes.
I got serial questions to derail this post.
Actually, you know what? I actually that was the most difficult thing that I was like preparing for. I was like, what is my ideal cereal? I don't know. That was actually like I was a little worried about that. We haven't
Really?
even talked about that
the
yet.
whole point of the after hours.
whichever
I mean-
box is near.
I mean,
Alan
come
had
on.
to get
like,
another drink. of orange juice after this.
Yes.
I knew mine immediately. I'm Lucky Charms. I'm Frosted Lucky Charms because I'm magically
Frosted
delicious.
Lucky Charms, is that what you said?
That makes sense.
Yeah, because I'm magically delicious.
100%.
Oh, God.
But it's funny because you said
I'm
Frosted-
not saying anything.
Alan is like extra sugar bear, sugary Irish with beard. So it's like I love it. Like he is. Like you're like a frosted leprechaun over there. I love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
A chubby leprechaun for sure.
He's
like I teach.
he's a leprechaun. That's
The
right.
worst part about me teaching is I teach in front of like these giant glass windows, so I can just see a full length reflection of me, and I'm just like, man, I am chubby right now. I am not cute.
like
I hate
this.
my feelings for the past year.
Self-esteem. Yeah, is there like a
Self-love, man.
music
Self-love.
teacher like a self-esteem session just based on the fact you have to teach in all these like full-length mirror rooms? That's
What
bad.
about you, Jordan? What's your favorite cereal? And also, what's it like to be one of the only teams in the semifinal for the Champions League who can, just gloat about
I
that
thought
all
we
day?
were talking Chelsea podcast
Right.
tonight.
Right.
I thought that was the Champions League preview. What happened?
Oh, we were gonna break off and start our own super podcast league where no other podcast can join. Jerry wanted to be all inclusive at the end, but I was like, hell no. This is the start. We should announce it tonight. None of you can start podcasts anymore. We own the podcast space.
It's sponsored by
Exclusively.
JP Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brought to you by JP
I got
Morgan.
a $4 billion loan.
JP Morgan isn't the bank. It's actually my buddy. He lives across the street. His name's JP Morgan. He's got about 20 bucks. Figure it out.
Oh, you know
Oh,
what?
it was $4 billion. Oh, it was $4
He's got
billion.
20 bucks.
Oh, it was Doge coins. They're not Doge coins. They're Doge coins. Like Dodo, like the bird. Oh,
Yes.
never
Oh,
mind.
gosh.
Wow.
Yes, Drew. You stay to that. Yes.
You tried really hard.
What's
there.
crazy is Chelsea hasn't lost in
Uh-oh.
the knockout rounds,
Phys-
have they?
Physical content there.
They're like 2 wins, 2 draws.
They're
what's
running
crazy-
through all of La Liga.
It's real.
That's all I know. I think if they played in La Liga this year, they probably would have won that league. They're not good enough
What's-
to win the Prem, but they're good enough to win Spain. They got through Atletico
Yeah.
and potentially getting through Real.
The worst part is they can still draw and not lose any games in the knockout round and still be knocked out if they draw 2-2. It's crazy. Like,
All right,
I was like,
That's happened to them before.
like that's gonna be amazing. Not lose a game in their past in 5 straight matches, but still get eliminated. That was like when
It's
I
not easy.
first started paying attention to MLS. I think Seattle, their first game they had won was the one that eliminated them just because of goal differential. It was crazy. I was like, wait, they won and they're limit. How does this? Wait, what? What's this goal differential thing?
Yeah. And I was
Virtual-
looking at it. Chelsea and Madrid never play each other, which is what makes it so special, obviously. One of the many reasons why the Super League is stupid. But they haven't played each other since like, I think 98 or something like that.
23 years,
So just
24
to
years.
have this matchup is really, really cool. It's special.
To
They
watch
played in
Hazard
Ann Arbor,
score the
Michigan in
winning
like
goal
the
will be
ICC, but I'm not
fantastic.
counting that.
For Manchester City fans, that's before soccer existed, so I'm not sure that computes for them.
Marissa and I just
Marissa, Chiva with the Thursday, games over here, the Europa. So you enjoy that, guys.
Yeah, now that this is the Super League of podcasts, do we have to record on Wednesday nights? Is that the rule?
It depends on what happens with our domestic podcasts. If we're allowed to record on our normal nights, we'll find out. But if we're kicked out of those nights, maybe we'll just record on the weekends to fuck with them. I don't know.
The 29th is going to be busy though, right? So it's going to be the Champions League final. Loyor playing for those in the Mexican soccer sphere too. There's a Mexican national team that's playing. LA Galaxy
Hold
have a
on,
home
Loyal play
game.
the same day as
LAFC
the Champions League final?
LAFC play. LAFC like have a home game that day. It's just like that's a very significant for the Southern California soccer world right there, right? The 29th, right? I'm pretty sure Loyal playing the 29th. Someone check that for me, but I'm pretty sure they're playing the 29th.
Yes, you're
What time
correct.
is that game?
You're correct.
Mhm.
What time is that game?
It says
You
TBD.
brought it up earlier. Somebody brought up the game.
Champions League final is going to be early.
Yeah, I don't think they have time. Oh no, wait, yeah, they do. On some of these.
Finals usually like
Game.
around noon.
Yeah.
Google says TBD, so I trust
Yeah.
Google.
Lights game.
You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
Yeah. So it does say Vegas, May 29th at 7:30. So yeah,
Oh, perfect.
we'll be celebrating a Champions League victory. So we'll be fine.
We play 3 out of 4 29ths in a row. We play April 29th. We play May or March. Or sorry.
Whoa.
Whoa, just start.
Whoa.
Start
We play
over.
April 30th. Then we play May 29th.
Hey, Drew.
Nick Mana.
June 29th.
Next month. Then the FML hit after the Buffalo Trace I was having.
Actually, that's what I'm sipping on now.
Then we
That's what
play April 30th, May 29th, and June 29th. It's kind of crazy. I don't know.
I'm surprised the stats guy didn't bring that up at some point.
Just saying.
Oh, wow. He's about to bring it up right now.
Almost like we play every weekend. So like 4 days after 4 days.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What? In the 2006 World Cup, Switzerland were knocked out in the round of 16 without ever conceding a goal in the entire tournament.
Why are we bringing that World Cup up, man?
It didn't exist.
I'm really worried that the guy in charge of stats is just going to start bringing up like specific stats about like our lives, like just specific like knows what's going to happen tomorrow, and just like it's like 3 out of 5.
Third grade, Cesar only passed 30%.
Exactly, yeah. It's like 6 out of the last 7 Wednesdays have been terrible for Cesar. Like, really? Should I be worried about tomorrow? Like, I don't know, man.
Oh man.
Well, I don't know how many of you guys / or listeners have been watching, but I am in work hell right now, and I just got a call that I got to go back in. So I'm going to sign off. I love you
Sounds
all.
like Steve has 6
Will
more
you be there
expected
Friday?
years coming up, Sean. Am I right?
Marissa, I don't know. I want to come home because I want to watch with our members. But if I am in town, I will seek out a ticket. But I don't know yet. So,
Okay.
I love you all. Thank you. This was so much fun. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Yep.
We'll see you.
Steve, we love you. We miss you. He's gone like a ghost in the night. Bye, Steve.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
So
surprised we haven't woke up Jordan's kid yet. Like,
Same.
I'm impressed. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, Luca was going to be a surprise guest on the podcast, but he did not
I can get
show up.
Stanford. Do you want Stanford instead?
Stanford is he's part of the Bum family. So yeah, he's this podcast, and therefore just, anything locals is super pro
All right,
dog
let me see what I can do.
by default.
Stanford is awesome. He was
Alfie just refuses to leave Katie, so I'm just not even going to try that. He just looks at me like, what are you doing?
Stanford name was Vog, or
I just muted Jordan because I could hear us there's like an echo coming in.
So Stanford Jordan's dog is named obviously after a Chelsea thing, but he's just so dopey. He's just
Chelsea thing, you mean the stadium?
Huge too. He's a big old dog.
Yeah.
He's a big doggy.
You mean the stadium they're blowing up and redoing? Yeah.
They were revamping, all right.
Wait, I would bring in my cat DJ
you're not
Cuddles.
you're
She's not allowed in the
vampiring.
office, so she's definitely not allowed in here. So
Yeah, she just knows. Hey, there's breakable shit in there. Don't
she's definitely not allowed in here.
knocking trophies.
She was
No,
barely
what's
allowed
one
here.
of
So Cesar, did you get engaged and just let yourself go? Is that what happened? Like
Exactly.
you got engaged and then you're like, don't have to cut my hair
I'm just
anymore.
I'm letting it go. I'm like,
Wow.
I think, no, I love it, Alan. I love it,
When
man.
was the last time Caesar got a haircut?
No, actually, this actually. So I decided that I'm not going to cut. I'm not going to cut it. And so, oh, look at him! What's up?
He's muted still.
Oh, we can't hear him.
There you go.
Stanford's.
It's because his
Yeah, he didn't want to wake up the family because he's got the AirPods in there. Yeah.
there it is.
It doesn't
Now
matter.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
Stanford. He looks like a Muppet. He does.
He does look like a
straight
Muppet.
up like a Muppet.
God, so cute.
Huge.
Jordan, why am I here? I was sleeping on the couch.
He was.
I'm not happy right now.
Bro,
Go back
I
to
love
bed.
soccer, but I hate podcasts.
He's more of an
Pretty
old
good in
media
front of the
type.
Chelsea flag too.
He's
All
old.
right. If I woke
I
up,
like to hear
Luca,
the
it would sound
radio.
much different.
Give me the old timey radio from Darren Smith.
He reads the UT every morning, cover to cover.
And then fold
The
it.
only reader ever.
Is this a
Only
joke?
reader.
He's got the pipe. I can see the whole thing happening. I got it. Yeah.
It is Snuffleupagus. He looks like straight up Snuffleupagus. That's
He
great.
does.
Shut
He
up.
does, yeah.
He lives on
Bird.
that couch too. Drew is totally right about that. Like, I cannot get him off of the couch.
Yeah, they're
It's
anything.
big. That's why he's a big dog.
Oh yeah, he's got
All
that
right.
vibe. He's got that
I
vibe.
think it's time to go to bed. I'm
No,
going.
but Alan said he can spill some juice on Orange County.
Oh,
That's funny, Drew.
Alan, what are you gonna spill
What?
for us? What juice do you want to give us?
it better be good
Okay.
too.
Freshly squeezed. Go on.
I mean, there's not really a whole lot to tell. They just started preseason. You can stream their matches though.
Oh, you can.
Yeah,
What's that like?
not all of them, but we did one last weekend, 2 weekends ago. We did one 2 weekends ago, and I think they're doing another one coming up soon. But those are streamed through the Orange County podcast. Michael Orozco can be too aggressive and can get in late to challenges and leave the back line exposed from time to time. I think he's a little bit too aggressive, so there's some nice little attack that you can get after there. Although Rob Kiernan's a beast, so you have to deal with him. He's the handball guy from last season, if you don't remember.
Oh,
The handball in the box, Orange County. Yeah, that was Rob
that
Kiernan.
now is not a handball, right?
I think that still would have been a handball, but when you have your arm down at your side, that's not
What
going to
are
be
the
called
rules,
anymore. What's that?
What are the new rules? The new rules, man. Handball.
Yeah, new rules. Keep up, Chris. Come on.
Hey,
Yeah, it changes every 5 minutes.
damn banter.
Yeah, there's Orange County is going to be a fun team to get to know because
So you're
there's
saying they're
so
more
many
like
changes.
Swiss than pepper jack cheese.
They can be, yeah. They
To
can
use
be.
food analogies from your podcast.
Oh, you've
I mean,
been
if you
listening.
remember the Miguel Berry run where Orozco steps up into him and creates the space, I think for Guido to step up into and score, that's what you can get Orozco to do. He can make some silly
It's gonna be
mistakes.
With
Yeah.
Corey Herzog and Nikki Jackson. Sounds
Mm-hmm.
like a whole lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Love that juice, Alan. Thank you for the juice.
I know
You're
there's
welcome.
some people that may not know this, but Alan, they may have not even caught this, but you just said they just started preseason. There's a reason they actually play their first match of the season way into the first month. Like, when do they play their first home? Or not actually, just first match in general. It's like the 29th, I think it might actually.
Yeah,
They're,
I think
they're
it's
fairly
like the end of
flexible,
May.
right? Yeah.
It's the
It's
end
late
of May. Is their for late May? Yeah, end of May, and then they have 7 games in October and August, I believe. They have like Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday at the end of August or October. So that's going to be fun to watch them get through the slog of those games when we're like, oh, we got midweek off this week. You guys go ahead and play again.
Yeah. That's crazy to me that they do that, but it's
weird.
It's a thing. All right, Marissa is back. I think it's time to go and have a great night, everybody. I still have to. I'll upload this. You guys, if you wish to put it on your feeds, you can do that as well. Just let me know. I'm happy to send over the audio file. But there's still a lot of people here actually that are listening in and watching us. So take the moment once again to say thank you to everybody for listening to us and continuing to follow us. We love y'all. And I think that's going to do it for us. We'll see you guys again soon, everybody in their respective days and times and feeds. And we'll be in your ear very, very soon. So have a great night, guys. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.